Hey, what's up, everybody? Nathan or Nate Cox here. I want to share some very quick preliminary information before you watch the content that I'm posting. Mike Craven is a legend. He's been working in the Richmond, Virginia area for decades. He formerly had a brick and mortar gym called Mike's Olympic Gym, where he trained all sorts of age ranges from middle school to retirees. And he's trained professional athletes from many different level of sports. I won't go into his credentials, but he's trained a lot of folks, and for good reason. I started working out with him after I got discharged out of the Army in 2009. You know, I was in pretty good shape when I was in the Army. I was infantry, so I had to maintain peak physical shape. But I'll tell you, after I got involved in his program, I got in the best shape of my life. And I started buying exercise science books while I was in Iraq and started self-studying and started having a genuine interest in that realm. And what I learned after I got out of the Army, I had already known a bunch of people that went to Mike's gym and had gotten training from him. And everything that I knew about him was that people who trained with him got results. So what he's known for is literally practically applying exercise science for whatever the person's individual goals and needs are. And as a result of him practically applying exercise science, they're guaranteed results. One of the highlights, or one of the couple highlights that he does that many gyms don't offer, is RMR testing and peak VO2 testing, otherwise known as VO2 max testing, which is hard to find, unfortunately. And when you do find it, people want to charge an arm and a leg. He has very affordable rates, and as a result, people will actually fly, like myself now that I live in Florida, people will fly or travel to him from out of state to get his testing, because what comes with his testing is what he calls exercise prescription based off of his goal, or based off the individual's goals. So I can't say enough about him. I basically, I did pay him for his services on a number of occasions, but our arrangement was, I built his website. I'm no professional website designer, but I built his website, which is still up and running. It does need to be changed to reflect what he's currently doing, but his website is truefitnesssolutions.com. And I built all of his social media platforms, his Facebook page, and most especially his YouTube channel. I filmed all that content, I edited all that content, produced all that crap, and put it on there. When I first started filming that content, I was using a really crappy camera, so the video quality is not the best, but the information is rich. And like the first, I don't know, half a dozen videos, I was doing this like really long intro. I thought it was a good idea, and if you were to see the intro, you'll see why. But after that, I upgraded my camera and killed that intro because of video retention reasons. Speaking of which, by the time this video is edited, it's probably going to be close to 15 minutes and probably hardly anybody will watch it. Anyways, that's not my problem. So that's some background on Mike. He's no longer working out of his brick and mortar gym. He's renting space out of a Richmond, Virginia Gold's Gym. And if you want his contact information, DM me. And as long as you're not a scammer, I'll hook you up with it so you can connect with him. But he is legit. If you want more information about who he's trained, you know, he's worked with D1 college basketball programs such as VCU. He's done VO2 testing for them, all sorts of people. So anyways, I digress. That's some information about him. I highly recommend checking out his YouTube channel. There is so much rich content on that channel. If you can just get past some of the occasional noises or some of the early on poor video quality, the content in that video, the video information is rich. And then some of the last series of videos that we did was on ab exercises. And if you were to read those comments that people have left on those videos, those videos have helped a tremendous amount of people, because Mike is all into form. And many people who commented in those videos say that they've hurt their backs and they really appreciated those videos. So anyways, that's I made the video a lot longer than I wanted to, but that's some background of Mike Craven and his program called True Fitness Solutions.
The length of time we started the test, look how long he was going using fat for energy. Now that's not what it is with people who don't have good development of the aerobic system, who haven't put enough miles in, not enough duration. They can't hold burning fat that long. They burn fat in the beginning, and then as soon as I make it more intense, and it's hard to believe it, but for some people, 60 to 80 feet. The length of time we started the test, look how long he was going using fat for energy. Now that's not what it is with people who don't have good development of the aerobic system, who haven't put enough miles in, not enough duration. They can't hold burning fat that long. They burn fat in the beginning, and then as soon as I make it more intense, and it's hard to believe it, but for some people, 60 to 80 feet. First 3 minutes, it's going to be like I'm holding you back. Just like you're doing very good. How many you get on? Your VO2 right now at this slow speed is 7.4. Your heart rate elevation is 96. Your fat utilization is 83%. That's a high number. That's good. All right, now you're going to go finish. That's it. It's 16.6. Your heart rate elevation is 110. You're 100% fat burning. That's real good. All right, now let's go 60 to 80. Try to keep it right near the 80 number. So again, every time your average speed goes up, it's more muscle recruitment. Anytime it's more muscle recruitment, you've got the potential for the highest oxygen cost until you can't deliver none and until the muscles can't utilize it. So every time we bump it up, you keep using. That's a good sign. Now at 3 minutes, you're at 20.6. So you're steadily going up. Your heart rate elevation is 121. Your fat utilization is 90%. All of these are high fat utilization. Start climbing now 80 to 100. Keep it near 100. Keep it near 100. And you can see you're using a bigger stride now. It's more economical to take a little bigger stride than it's to take short, choppy steps. And you basically understand that. Get it a little closer to the 100. You're 91. And that's just you putting more effort out. Keep it right there. The numbers don't lie. The numbers are right in front of your eyes. Keep it right at the 100. Your VO2 right now at this speed is 22.6. So you're still going up. Your heart rate elevation is 132. Your fat utilization has dropped a little bit, 71%, but that's still high. All right, now go 100 to 120. 100 to 120. Keep it very close to 120. 120. Now again, these are speeds that we see eventually break the people who don't work out. People who are sedentary, they can't hold this. They drop or collapse. And what's it from? Their muscles don't have enough mitochondria and lactic accumulates in the blink of an eye. You're handling it well. You're handling it real well. So if you stop right now, I know you ain't trying. Now here you are at 5 minutes. The VO2 right now is 30.8. The VO2 is steadily going up. Okay, the heart rate elevation now is 140. Your fat utilization has dropped to 45%, but it's going to drop. Now give me 120 to 140. Keep it at 140. 140. That's 128. 124. Get it to 14. Get it to 140. There you go. There you go. See, it's just more effort, but you're doing it. It takes a certain amount of effort that you got it in work rate to get a person to their peak aerobic potential. Most people don't never train near the ceiling. Never. Closing in on 6 minutes. Look at you holding that 140. Look at you up there close to 140. This is good. Real good. At 6 minutes, your VO2 right now is 36. You're steadily going up. Now your heart rate now is 148. Heart rate's going up. Now give me 140 to 160. 140 to 160. Your fat burning potential is dropped to 13%. Keep it near 160. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Now you're starting to die. Just try. Try. Try to get it to 160. Now she's starting now not to be able to hold the foot rate. She's starting to plateau in VO2. These are foot rates that she can't hold because of lactic accumulation. She held all the others. Keep trying. We got 1 more minute to go. We can do it. Keep trying. Just keep 140. 140 is good. Keep that. Just keep pushing there. Keep it at 140. You're doing good. You're doing real good.
Keep it up, babe.
Keep it right there. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. All right, bingo, that's it. Stop. Good job. Now you push yourself all the way to the end. Good. Stand right there. I'm going to get this data and I'll let you look at it. Same thing. If I asked you to grade the effort when I stopped it, 10 is unbearable, 1 is easy. How would you grade it?
Same as a 9.
So you're in tune with your body. And same question, could you have sustained that for a half hour?
No.
All right. So the whole idea with prescription is to say if part of aerobic strength is duration, you got to build duration as part of the program design. Well, then getting to a point where lactic starts to accumulate faster than you can oxidize it, don't allow duration. Now, look at this. This is neat. But same thing. Both of y'all have a high rate of fat burn. So look how fat was all the way into the 10th minute, burning at a very high rate. Now, as I made it past that point, it got to the point where I caused it to go to 0.
Mm.
All right, now I want you to look at this, and this gives you an example how sensitive these measurements are.
Yeah, when you said her rate for fat burning was 13%, I knew she was getting near her 1.0.
That's right.
Yeah.
So think of this: when you get above 1.0, all fat burn stops.
Yeah.
So people doing high intensity. Is high intensity doing anything for increasing fat burn? No. All right, so then you got to train more intense, but you got to train in zones and part of intensity is a certain elevation in heart rate with a certain aerobic speed, a certain velocity, and that nobody wants to talk about duration.
Mm.
So you mean I can't just do intense and that way I get away from doing duration? No, you can't. Bullshit. That's the aligned to it. Or the Kenyans would do CrossFit. The Kenyans run 100 miles a week. Okay, so again, we look at what population of athletes have the lowest body fat. And again, some people can eat healthy, but at the same time, how much fat were you metabolizing based on need comes from aerobic strength training. Now look at this. Nate showed this on it. You see that above 1.0? See above 1.0, right? See how she's below 1.0?
Yeah.
Show what percent fat she's burning. Show that column of percent fat in relationship to being below 1.0. And look how much fat you're burning.
Yeah.
A bunch of people can't do that that long. That means when I got you to up to 100 to 120, you still were burning fat. Not the average person. So the sedentary person has to realize if you live your lifestyle and be committed to exercise, you can get changes that come from your commitment. Now you also can train in a way that you don't get any change for invested time. Because the number one way of improving more fat burning is to be able to do faster speed with large muscle using oxygen. And look what happened. Look at the CO2. Look what happened when she got at 105. Tell me which is higher, the CO2 or the VO2?
CO2.
Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what that means in all human beings? You eventually will have to slow down.
Yeah.
Because the anaerobic metabolism is pretty high.
Yeah.
So I don't let somebody go past 115, and I might make zone 4 the ceiling of 115. But even at 115, there's way more blow off of carbon dioxide
Yeah, right.
than 105.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we got the data. Longevity. So not just if you want to lose some fat, but living longer is highly relative to the next score. Even if you're living with risk factors. So you don't want risk factors, but a lot of risk factors come from this going down as you get, okay, comparisons. And we say, all right, how old again are you?
I'm 37.
So in this age category, a 38 is almost excellent, meaning that what percent of the population is up here? Hardly none. Now, athletes are higher, but because athletes are severely committed. But how many people do I test at this high rate? Nobody. I hardly ever see it. All right, part of it, they're not, so think of it like this. Suppose I have a genetic predisposition to cardiovascular strength.